Welcome to the Handyman Academy podcast with your hosts, Jeremy and Kate.
Hi, my name is Jeremy, and today Kate is not in the studio with me. Today you and I are talking about pricing and how to set yourself up for success. Let's talk about overhead, okay? What counts as overhead? The line items that really come to mind for me are your web hosting, rent for your storage, for tools or materials, utilities at a business office, your bookkeeper, an accountant, your local licensing fees, insurance, bonding, so on and so forth. So for example, let's say you calculate out all of this and it comes to a whopping $450 a month. You already know that January, February, November, whatever month, you need to cover this $450. You also know that in any given month, you also want to make about $2,000. Easy, right? $2,450 is your monthly goal, right? Now, if only it was that easy. Don't forget about dear old Uncle Sam. If you're brand new to this and you don't have any past year's income as a handyman to base your taxes off of, a good rule of thumb is to set aside 30% for the first year. And then you give all of your tax information and everything over to your accountant, and he or she will be able to give you a better quarterly tax estimate going forward. But for this example, we're going to be going with 30%. Okay, so if 30 cents out of every dollar goes to Sam, how much do you need to make? Well, $3,500 less 30% is $2,450. So instead of making $2,450, you're trying to make $3,500. But don't forget that you're also trying to take a week off every month. You're trying to do this 12 weeks of vacation every year, right? So now you only have 3 weeks to make this $3,500. If you could guarantee yourself a fully booked out 3 weeks, billing 40 hours per week, you'd have 120 billable hours to make that $3,500 in, which would equate to about $29.16 per hour. But you can't guarantee that you'll get a consistent clientele to fill 120 billable hours. I know I don't. You know, there are definitely weeks where I only work a day or two, you know, even during the busy season. So what do? Well, we cut our billable time in half. We try to make our $3,500 in 60 billable hours across 3 weeks, meaning 20 hours a week, or 28 hours this week and 12 hours that week, or however it works out. We know that when push comes to shove, we can figure out how to find a couple days worth of work. Okay, so if we're just doing 60 billable hours a month, that means to make $3,500, you need to charge $58.33 per hour. So why not just go ahead and make it a nice round $60 per hour? So now that we have our internal pricing structure, that number never gets uttered out loud or through text or anything to a client. Clients don't want to hear about you making $60 per hour. They want to hear, I can get that done for you. It'll be $240. Well, what did I just do? I took the job that they wanted me to do. I said to myself, that should take between 2 and 4 hours. I'll bid 4 hours. And gave them the price. It sounds better to the client. A hard price sounds more confident and experienced. Whereas $60 per hour sounds like, well, I could pay $60 if it goes well, or $480 if he hits a roadblock. So now the client knows that they need to pay $240. They're happy, you're happy, they can have a check ready for you. So let's talk about how to work this pricing structure though. We have 3 prices for a day, and it's easy enough to remember. We have a 2-hour minimum. So in this case, it would be $120 regardless if the job takes 5 minutes or an hour and a half. Next, we have the half day. In this case, it'd be $240. Any amount of time above 2 hours but below 4 falls into this category. Lastly, we have the full day, which is $480. Anytime between 4 hours to 8 hours gets counted in here. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like working more than 8 hours in a day. We're not here to work 12s. We're not here to put in, 14-hour days unless we have to. So for me, we have just these three. We have the minimum 2 hours. We have the half day up to 4 hours. And we have the full day up to 8 hours. And that's it. Now, for your business, you can change this around a little bit, but try to keep those base 3 pricing structures intact, because that will keep you not only surviving, but thriving. Alright everyone, I hope you come away from this episode with clarity on pricing your work, figuring out your overhead, and how much money you really need to make per hour to not only survive, but thrive. Next week, we'll be discussing the differences between an accountant and a bookkeeper and what each will do for your business. Thanks so much. Bye for now.